This is a video on how to get started with your Hackerbot Lite. This is a Hackerbot AI. I just don't have a Lite built up with me right now. So bear with me, just kind of pretend a few of the parts aren't here. On the Lite edition, there will just be a bracket that's holding the battery right here, not the camera. You will not have the time of flights, and you will not have the Raspberry Pi speaker or microphone. But you will have a battery with this mount, and you will have this main controller here, which is the interface between our projects and the robot base that does all the slam. And then you will have a 5-volt regulator and a charger PCB. So let's see. So the basics. So when you unbox it, you want to plug in your charger. I have some really thick carpet, and I was finding, I think, just because of the added weight that we're adding to the top, the charger was kind of sitting up high on the carpet, but the robot was sinking down low, and it wasn't quite able to get docked. So on my really thick carpet, I had to put it on this mat. You will likely not need to do that. So to get set up, you'll put your charger somewhere against a wall with a little bit of space on each side. That'll just help it dock better. And you'll want to unbox your power adapter. Obviously plug that into an outlet and plug that into the bottom of the robot. We have higher current power adapters than the original robot had, so it sticks out a little bit. So we have these little rubber feet on the bottom to help raise it up so it doesn't wobble and it's nice and secure. So get the charging pad set up. The next thing you'll want to do is turn the robot on, and that's done by holding the power button here on the base for a few seconds, and it should turn blue, and then you can let it go. And while that is booting, you can plug your battery in.
Device started.
All right, so I like to kind of run the power for the battery underneath. It just makes it a little cleaner. We'll stick that in. And you just really, our design is not, perfect. We're kind of figuring it out as we're building it. So some of these connectors are the same. I did find that these connectors, if you really kind of jam it in there, you can put it in the opposite polarity. So just kind of make sure that this connector goes in the right way, and these little, the little tab here on the connector lines up with the battery tab. And it is also marked on the silk screen. There's a little plus and a little minus, corresponding to the plus to the red and the minus to the black. So plug your battery in. You'll see a light on the Lite edition. It should turn blue right away, letting you know the board is ready to go. And now we can create our first map. So before we create our first map, we'll need to pair the robot base with our Wi-Fi network. To do that, hold both of these buttons, the home dock button and the power button, at the same time. It takes about 6 seconds and it'll
Wi-Fi reset.
There we go. And you can if you look under there, you'll see a white light blinking. Okay, so now to get it on the Wi-Fi, go to my phone, and we're going to search for an app called Tuya Smart, and you'll download that. And it'll either just immediately pop up that says there's a device to be added, or if it doesn't do that, you can hit the little plus sign, and it should give it a few seconds, and it should pop up there, and you can click the device. The name has a couple different names, but you'll see a little icon like a vacuum. Okay. We put in your Wi-Fi information and hit next. If your phone, I would recommend putting your phone on your Wi-Fi network that you're going to add the robot to, and the information in the app should just automatically populate. That way you don't have to manually type in the information. All right, it should pop up.
Network connection.
And it should already have a name. So this is a Hackerbot AI. It says Hackerbot AI, but if you had a Lite edition, it should just say Hackerbot Lite. If you want to change the name of the robot, you can hit the little pencil and change the name. Otherwise, just hit done. And here we go. So I've already created a map. This is about a 12,000 square foot map of my office. That I did the other day, but normally this would not be there. We can actually delete this map, and then I can show you what it'll look like from the beginning. Let's see. We go down here. Room manage. We're gonna delete this map. We'll reset the home map.
Reset map.
Okay, so this is the screen you would get when you get your robot out of the box. You'll see this little icon down here that says, a button that says quick mapping. Okay, so before you start your map, you'll want to put the robot onto the charger. And to do this, you just line it up, and I just kind of slowly push it forward until the light changes color.
Charging.
There we go. So you'll see on the robot it'll turn green, and then you'll see some lights start to turn on the charger PCB up here. If you look at the silk screen, there's one that says charging. The colors may be a little different on your board. This is just says power good, and then there's a light for full. Okay, so now in the app, all we have to do now is hit quick map. And the robot will drive around.
Start cleaning.
If it does start to do something and you don't want the robot to move, you just hit this front
Pause cleaning.
power button, just tap it, and that'll pause whatever the action is. So I'm not going to let it map right now, but this robot, you can already see that the slam in the app is starting to create the map using the LiDAR. So you can watch it as it's driving around. Since this is the video for the Lite version, the Lite version does not have these time of flights on top, which means that the robot can get jammed if it kind of gets under something within this small distance where the battery is and the mounting plate are. So with the Lite version, I would recommend just watching the robot as it's driving around and doing its map, and maybe stand in front of your coffee table or something that it can get jammed under, and just make sure that doesn't happen, so it creates a good map. Or kind of scope out your environment first and put blocks, put some shoes or some books or something down so it can't get itself stuck. But that is the basics. Once it's done with its map, it'll return back to its charger. You'll see the map in the app, and you can then, within the app, it'll sort of segment different rooms, and you can go into map edit and rename those rooms and create different regions if you want. But then you're ready to go into the code, and you can say, like, go to different XY positions within that map. We don't have the commands implemented yet, but you'll be able to go to a room versus just an XY position based on those names that you put in the map within the app. And I'm excited to see what you create with your Hackerbot. That's the basics. Let us know in the Discord if you have any questions. Thanks.